Hi friends, welcome to this special birthday Q&A video. I recently turned 40 and I took the opportunity to do this special Q&A or Ask Me Anything video. Before I'm gonna start with answering your questions, I have a question for you because I really want to know what kind of content would you like to see more from me. What kind of videos? Because I do a lot of favorite videos, for example, reviews, rankings every now and then. But what else would you love to see from me? What kind of videos do you enjoy? What types of videos do you watch a lot? What do you want to see from me? Please let me know in the comment section. Without any further ado, let's get started. Let's answer your questions. Bare face, so that means I'm gonna do a look for you. I'm gonna create a soft, smoky eye look today. And while I'm doing my makeup, I'm gonna answer all your questions. I received, I think, 4 or 5 questions. I'm gonna start with the first one. The first one is from Helena and she asked when you got love to the makeup. Well, Helena, that's actually a pretty easy question for me to answer because my mom, she taught me everything I needed to know about makeup. When I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, I remember that every morning, my mom had her own vanity in her bedroom. So I remember that when she did her makeup in the morning, when she was doing her makeup in the morning, I would just stand next to her and watch her do her makeup. I remember that I really enjoyed just watching her doing her makeup, but also admiring all the beautiful stuff she had. And she didn't have a lot, she would stick to the same brands. So she had some stuff from Dior, Chanel, Guerlain, Estee Lauder. So when I was like watching my mom doing her makeup, we also chatted while she was doing her makeup. All I could think of was one day I can buy this kind of stuff too. And one day I can do my own makeup. I can wear makeup. And that's how it all started. I also remember that at that time, and we're talking like late 80s, early 90s here, we didn't have stores like Sephora here in this area. So there were these small luxury cosmetic stores run by one owner, not some big department store. These were very small stores. And sometimes my mom would take me to one of those stores when she needed new makeup or a gift for someone. In those stores, they sold both makeup and perfumes. And I was always so excited if I knew that my mom would take me to one of those stores. I just felt like a kid in a candy store. All the products, all the makeup was so beautifully displayed. It was just amazing. We don't see, we don't have these stores anymore nowadays. But it was such an amazing experience. And I never touched anything. Of course, my mom told me that I wasn't allowed to touch anything, but just by looking at the beautiful Chanel eyeshadows or the Dior lipsticks, I felt so much joy and happiness. And again, the only thing I could think of was, you know, one day I'm able to buy this stuff. So yeah, it all started with my mom, and I'm very happy for that. I'm very grateful for that. She taught me a lot also about makeup techniques. So Helena, I hope that answers your question. I think so. The next question is from Kim. How many products by category are currently sitting in your inventory? Well, Kim, I have no idea. I have never counted all the products in my inventory. So I'm sorry, I don't know. But I mean, I knew this question was coming. So I think I owe you an answer. So what I did, well, no, let me tell you something else first. Wait. I organize my makeup by season. So that means that I have a couple of drawers. I have a spring drawer, a summer drawer, one for autumn, one for winter. And then there's a drawer with all year round stuff, one drawer with new stuff that I want to review. And in that same drawer, there are also my backups. So to answer your question, I had a look at one of these drawers, and I thought if I just multiply it by 4, then I have sort of an idea how many products are sitting in my inventory. I've counted the eyeshadow palettes. In my summer drawer, there are 25 eyeshadow palettes. So multiplied by 4, it's 100. But don't forget, there are also some eyeshadow palettes in my all year round drawer. So let's say it's about 125. 120, 125 approximately. Eyeshadow is my weakness, so I tend to buy more eyeshadows compared to like other products. I do not buy that many new blushes, highlighters, foundations, concealers, etc, etc. So like eyeshadow is definitely the main product in those drawers. I've also had a look at the lipsticks, and I think I have about 100 lipsticks. That is lip balms included, lip gloss included, you know, all lip products, lipsticks, lip glosses, lip balms. About 100. And I do not have that many blushes. I tend to stick to the blushes that I have. There are some blushes that I really, really love, and I just keep reaching for those. So blushes is around 70. Highlighters a lot less. I've counted them actually, because that wasn't too much of a hassle, because I do not have that many highlighters, but I've counted 20. So, I mean, that isn't that much, right? Even though I'm fully aware of the fact that I will never ever use them up, because there's always too much product in a highlighter. I think brands should make highlighters in travel size packaging. Because I mean, like, for example, this one right here, this is from Yves Saint Laurent. This is one of my favorite highlighters. This is the All Hours Hyper Luminize in the Libertine Light shade. This is a must-have, by the way. This is 5 grams of product. It will take me years to use up this highlighter. It would have been completely fine if there was just 1 gram of product in this pan, because you know it's just way too much. Do you ever use up a highlighter? I don't think I ever did, but you know, maybe that's me. But I just don't use them up. So I think highlighters should come in a smaller packaging. I've also counted my concealers and my foundations, and I have 7 foundations from 4 different brands, and those are just my go-to foundations. Those are the ones that I love. Those are the ones that I keep repurchasing. I have 7 because I have like the same formulas in different shades, because during winter I need a lighter shade compared to the summertime, for example. So yeah, I don't think that's a lot. Same goes for the concealers. I have currently 6 concealers. That's it. And I use them up completely, and then I either repurchase or I try something new, but usually I just stick to the concealers that I really, really love and that work well on my skin. So I do not test and try a lot of new concealers or foundations. And then there's also products like lip pencils or eye crayons, eyeliners. I don't have that many, seriously. I have some eye gels from Victoria Beckham. Those are my favorite eye pencils. I sometimes try a new brand or, you know, a new release, but you know, generally speaking, I just think those Victoria Beckham gels are fine. I love them. I use them a lot. I have some pencils also from Urban Decay, and I love those too. I think that formula is very, very good. And lip liners, you know, I have a few from Lisa Eldridge, from Charlotte Tilbury, a few other brands, and that's it. I just keep using the same ones over and over again. So yeah, you know, lip liner wise and eyeliner wise, I do not have that many. Definitely eyeshadow, that's my weakness. Eyeshadow is my weakness. The next question is from Chrissy, and she asks, what are your all-time favorite brands? Well, Chrissy, I have some brands that I really, really like, that I truly enjoy, that I think I would call my favorite brands. But, you know, let's be honest here. You can't love everything a brand releases. Even with the brands that I truly, truly love, there are products that I dislike, or there are products that do not work for me that well. So I think it's impossible to like or to love every single product from a brand. But of course, I'm gonna answer your question, Chrissy. There are some brands that I really, really like, that I really enjoy. Eyeshadow wise, it's definitely Viseart. In my opinion, they have the best eyeshadow formula. I think that formula is very, very hard to beat. I don't think I was ever disappointed by their eyeshadows. I have, of course, some other brands that I really, really enjoy. I still really enjoy Guerlain. I know they don't always get the attention they deserve, but they really have very, very good products. Their eyeshadows are great. Their lipsticks are very, very good. Of course, it's a luxury brand, so it's a little bit more expensive. But in my opinion, it's worth it. I really, really enjoy Guerlain. Also YSL. I think YSL reinvented itself the last couple of years with these couture mini clutch eyeshadow palettes. Their mascara is very nice. Their foundation is very good. They have a very good setting powder that just got released. The blushes are outstanding. Oh my god, these are so, so good. Of course, the Love Shine lipsticks. Chef's kiss. So I enjoy YSL products a lot. Really, really a lot. So YSL definitely also one of my favorite brands. Yeah, I think Guerlain, YSL, Viseart. Oh yeah, of course, Lisa Eldridge, also one of my favorites. I really like the lipsticks. I really like the eyeshadows. Hourglass has several products that I really, really enjoy. Givenchy, yes, I always tend to forget Givenchy, but the brand is a little bit underrated because they actually have a very nice eyeshadow formula, even though it's subtle and not for everyone. Their lipsticks are pretty good too, and of course the OG setting powder. So yeah, Givenchy is a brand I also still enjoy a lot. I think those are about my favorite brands. Yeah. Next question is from Sarah. Hi, happy birthday in advance. I always wonder what professional the YouTube creates have. I understand one might have a full-time or a part-time job besides the YouTube content. Would love to know more about you and how do you keep yourself disciplined and committed to YouTube. I run a business together with my husband. We have a building company. I'm not in the field, I'm at the office. I take care of everything that happens behind the scenes. And that means that I spend most of my time for the company. That I think that makes sense, right? And the thing is, with running your own company, it never ends. You know, there's always stuff going on. There are always problems that needs to be solved, or issues you didn't even knew they existed. So, and I mean, it's not like that's happening like all the time, but when I try to schedule recording a video for YouTube, it happens that I have to spend my day at the office, that I can't record that day because just things didn't go as planned. That's what constantly happens with running your own business. And it's something I like because, you know, every day is different. You always have to expect the unexpected. So that's very fun, but it can be stressful too. But you know, on the other hand, there are also days that are more quiet and not as busy. And you know, those days where everything just goes smooth, the phone isn't ringing constantly. So, you know, I appreciate those days. And sometimes I just tell my husband, well, you know, for example, today I'm going to do a video, I'm going to record a video. If there is an emergency, just call me, because I will always pick up the phone. But I won't pick up the phone for others, you know, when other people call me. Because if I wouldn't do that, I would be busy with the company like non-stop. So sometimes I just schedule time to record these videos. And I always want to film in daylight, natural daylight. I prefer recording in natural daylight. It's not always possible, of course, especially during winter, when there isn't that much light, when there aren't many hours of light. And then, of course, I can't film in natural daylight, and then I have to use a ring light or some other artificial light. But I always try to film in natural daylight. And you know, editing and stuff, I can do that, you know, in the evening when the kids are already sleeping. You know, I don't really have to schedule that. Now, how I stay disciplined, I just love to do this. I really love to try new makeup and talk about it. And for me, it's very important when I do a review to thoroughly test a product. You know, doing good research, and then testing and trying a new product for a couple of days, and then get back to you with my thoughts. You know, when I'm doing a video, I find it important to provide you all the information you need, or at least all the necessary information. And sometimes I forget to mention things, or I have to cut it while editing because the video becomes too long. I find it important that my videos have a certain added value to you. That, you know, when you've watched a video of mine, and it doesn't matter if that's a review of a favorites video or a ranking, I hope that when you've watched it, that you learned something, or at least that you know more than before you watched the video. Actually, I don't think I've mentioned that before, but before I started the company with my husband, or it's better to say my husband already had the company, and I became a co-owner after a couple of years. But before I was co-owner of the business, I used to work as a journalist. So I think I understand how to inform people, how to provide the necessary information, how to do a good review, because I think that a lot of content creators, especially the bigger influencers, don't really know how to do a good review. And I'm sorry I have to say that, but they just don't. And I hate that. So yeah, I think that my journalism background provides me a very good base to make videos like these. And I'm not saying that you necessarily need those skills, but with a lot of influencers or content creators, I just wish they had a background in journalism, because then they would approach things completely different. So yeah, I just felt the need to point that out. Okay, let's put on some foundation and answer the next question. The next question is cats or dogs? Yeah, cats or dogs? Dogs. Yeah, I'm a dogs person. I have 2 dogs. I grew up with dogs and I love dogs. But I do not hate cats. Let me get that clear. Cats are lovely too. I have some friends with cats and there's absolutely nothing wrong with cats. It's just that I love dogs and I find it very joyful to play with them. But I have to say that my dogs are pretty old now. One is 14 years old and the other one is 13 years old. So they're seniors now. And one of the dogs is a little bit deaf, not fully, but I just, you know, with everything she does, I noticed that she's becoming deaf. So yeah, that's a pity, but I mean, yeah, come on, she's 14 years old. What do we expect? It's not weird that her health is not as good anymore. And the other dog is 13 years old. She's still in pretty good condition. Yeah. Oh gosh, I thought there was one more question, but no, these are the questions. So I'm gonna finish my look now so I can show you the finished look. And I need some bronzer, I need some blush, I need some mascara. And my mom asked me how I felt, you know, that I turned 40. And well, I told her I'm very grateful because I'm actually happy with every year that I grow older. Because growing older is, you know, it's not an achievement, but you can't take it for granted. Growing older is not something you can take for granted. I lost one of my best friends at the age of 20. And, you know, when someone dies that young, you realize that you can't take it for granted. But now that I'm turning 40, I fully realize that I might be halfway, you know? Like, you know, will I ever turn 80? If I would reach it to 80, I'm halfway there now. It's kind of scary, but I also fully realize that, you know, maybe tomorrow I'll get hit by a bus, and then that's it. So yeah, I mean, life's too short. We always say that. We keep saying that, and it is. Growing older is a privilege. Not everyone has that privilege. So I think it's important to appreciate that, to appreciate life. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. In my next video, I'm going to talk about my favorite foundations. For now, I'm wishing you a wonderful day and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.